Let us solve this question and find two values for x which satisfy the given equation. Now we will start by expanding the LHS and moving all the terms to one side of the equation. This is how our equation looks like. Now we need to find two numbers which when multiplied will give you this whole term and which when added will give you 7. Now we first need to find out what this term is, right? If you do the actual calculations, it comes up to something like 13,034 by 33 square. But then our problems do not end here, right? We still have to take that number, split it in this way so that added it gives 7. So let us not go down that road. Instead we will try substituting. Now if you want to substitute for any term, you need to find a pattern. Do you see a pattern here? Do you see a pattern in 34 by 33 square? If you take, these two are consecutive numbers. If I take 33 as say b, then this whole equation is going to look like this. Now before I do that, I can take 34 also, right? I can take 34 also as say b. Suppose I take 34 as b, then my denominator will look like this. So why are we not taking that? There is no problem. If you want to take like this, by all means go ahead. But the golden rule when it comes to dealing with addition or a subtraction of fractions, it is that you keep your denominator simple, because your denominator is what you use when you have to take LCM. And even while rationalizing, you remember we rationalize the denominator. And another important thing is, if your denominator is simple, if it is just one term, you can split your fraction. Let me show you what I mean. Suppose you have a fraction like this, you can split this into two different fractions like this. But at the same time, if you have something like this, your denominator looks like this, what else can you do? That is it. You cannot split it in any way. So by all means, when it comes to calculations, always keep your denominator simple. And unless there is a legitimate reason for you not to do so, always choose your denominator to be simple. Now this was the term which was troubling us. By the means of substitution, let us reduce it to a simple quadratic equation in the variable b. Now how do you factorize it? Equate it to 0. We need to factorize it, right? So equate it to 0. Now what are you looking for? You are looking for two numbers which when multiplied give 12 into minus 1, the constant term into the coefficient of b square. So minus 12, which when added should give you minus 1. So what all possibilities can you think of? What all factors of 12 can you think of? 1 and 12? No. 2 and 6? No. 4 and 3, but then be careful, you see a minus here, which means it is minus 4. So splitting the middle term of minus b as minus 4b plus 3b, you get two such factors. Now put it back where we need them, but then remember what we started with. Our b was actually 33. So there, instead of b, we have put back the 33 that we started with, and we have got such two numbers. Obviously, you see here, that is what we started with. So these two numbers multiplied will give you this constant term here, but then added, will they give you a 7? You can see for yourself, add them and you will see that this is it comes up to 231 by 33. So you will see that this does give you 7. Now putting back both the values that we have found, we get such an equation. Now we have to get rid of the denominators, right? We don't want to be dealing with fractions. So when you get rid of the denominators, remember you have to multiply throughout with two 33s. 33 square. Why is that? Because here there is a multiplication, which means you have two 33s. Here it is an addition, which means you are taking the LCM, which means there is only one 33 here. Multiply throughout with two 33s. 33 square. Now this is the equation that you get. Solve it, split the middle term and all of that, then you get your x has two values. It needs to have two values, like maximum two values, because this is a quadratic equation. It is an equation of the degree 2. So there both of your values. But before I go, I just want to share this news with you. This is our 100th video. When I say our, it does not mean that there is a big team here. There is just two of us. There is me and my daughter. I do all this teaching and stuff, and my daughter does the editing and all of that. So if you like this video, if you have found it useful, please do share and subscribe. That is all for today. Till I meet you again, you take care. Assalamu alaikum.